How do you balance revenue with social impact in product development? Maya Brooks shares her approach to building flexible, user-focused products that serve both missions. Tune in to hear how understanding long-term user needs drives success in social impact businesses.
My advice for anyone creating a social impact product or a product that has a balance of revenue focus but also social impact is really about being true to that impact and kind of taking a holistic view of what your mission is. I think sometimes lots of companies are aiming to go toward a social mission and then they lose it in the middle because they are too focused or trying to create revenue in a way that doesn't speak to their core audience. And so I think it's important to, when you're building something that has a social mission and also a revenue target, that you keep in mind, like, okay, who are the people that actually benefit from our business, and how can we make revenue in a way that doesn't exploit this part of our business, right? Doesn't exploit our users. And I definitely think it is possible to build a successful business that does not exploit your users. For us, right, we really focus on giving users flexibility. We work on like building in so much flexibility into our platform so that there is no impetus for like people feeling like they are stuck in a place in entrepreneurship, especially because, or stuck with a product that they didn't ask for or that they no longer need. We all know that entrepreneurship is so, very kind of turbulent at sometimes. So, maybe for 6 months, everything in the business is going great. And then after 6 months, maybe it's not going so great. Or, you got a bad co-founder and now you need to change some things up. So for us, when we think about like the best ways to serve our community, we want to think really holistically about what their needs are. If we're serving a need just for the 6 months that you have us and everything's going great, and we don't just support you when things are going wrong, then we're not doing our job as a business. So I think as a social impact business, it's really important for us to keep our focus there, right? How can we support our entrepreneurs in the great times and in the not so great times? And how do we make products that are flexible enough to support that? And that's why we have so many free products and great value add that's built into our product at every level, so that even if you're like, I invested in the coaching and I did great for the first 6 months, but now I need to take a step back, you can cancel that coaching subscription at any time. That's why we have a monthly plan, right? So that it has that flexibility to grow with you as you want to scale up. If you want to scale back, scale back. And we allow our entrepreneurs that flexibility so that they can have the comfort internally to explore and continue to pivot and test and grow their businesses. So I would say that that's the kind of biggest tug of war and the biggest thing to keep in mind as you start to grow a social impact business or a double bottom line business.
So my advice to anyone who is thinking about getting into a social impact business or maybe just started at a social impact business and product, I would get out there and talk to your users. Think really clearly about how your product impacts them in the short term and in the long term. And you can do that research in person. You can talk to them one-on-one. You can do that research observatorily. So if you're going to sit and watch and observe how your users interact with your product, how they're impacted, how they might be impacted over the long term, what sort of results you're looking for, and making sure that those results are mission aligned to what you are building. I think the biggest thing to think about is what you are building really impacting your users or your customer long-term in a positive way? If it's only going to impact them positively for the first 6 months and then negatively for the next 6, then we're not doing our job as social impact product managers, right? So I want to think really strongly, and I think internally really strongly about how we create value for our customers and for our users in a way that is supportive over the life of their user, over the life of each user, and also supportive and non-exploitative over the lifetime that the user is using our product as well.